Hi, my name is Cameron Parsons. I'm 31 years old and I've been racing go-karts and cars for the last 20 years. And now we're testing around with this Trans Am TA2 Camaro. We're making tweaks and suspension setup tunes here and there and getting a good feel for the car to start racing this season. I grew up all around cars. My dad was an autocrosser. Took me to races, especially at Laguna Seca where we got to see the historics growing up. I just ended up catching the bug and got into it. And so when I was 11 years old, we got me a go-kart for Christmas and just worked my way up the ranks through faster and faster go-karts, and then picked up a Formula Mazda, and from there started racing open wheel cars, started getting more heavily immersed in the motorsport scene and in automotive journalism, and started just playing around with everything. The move to a Trans Am is a big one for me. It's my first foray into a complete season of pro racing. There's a lot more work involved, and it's only made possible with support of my family, my crew, and then especially my sponsors. So thankfully we've had some really good people that we're teaming up with now. I learned about QuickJack. I was looking for a solution to find a good lift for home, actually, to use in my cars in my garage, and I don't have space for a 2-post or a 4-post lift or anything like that, and I needed something that I could move around easily that would still work within the confines of my garage. And so after doing some research, I came across QuickJack, and it looked like a great solution for that. And even better, when we moved into racing a big car like this, a Trans Am Camaro, it looked like a great solution to be able to get the car up quickly and easily in between track sessions so we can work on it, check brake pads, check tires, do all that stuff, especially when you're in a hurry in between sessions at the track. It's already, it's made life easy for us. Just today, our first day of use with the QuickJack. In the past, I think back to the days where my first car in high school was an '85 Corvette, and I blew up transmissions on that left and right. And my dad and I got really good at replacing the transmission on that car. The part that took us the longest was the balancing act of getting it on 4 jack stands so we can climb under and drop the transmission. And it would take forever, and it was a nail-biting experience, lifting a corner of the car, putting a stand under it, lifting another corner, putting a stand under it. And I was not looking forward to that same process with this car. So now I'm just super grateful to have something like this where we can slide the stands under the car, put up the QuickJack, and we've got the car lifted and ready to work on in 30 seconds. It's nice. When you're at races, when you're at the racetrack, every second counts for something. You don't know what you're going to be working on in between sessions. We've had our share of issues where we had to rebuild a gearbox and make it in time for qualifying, and you do not want to be wasting time trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to lift the car? That's ideal to work on this part or that part. So where time is really, really an issue, it's super helpful to have something like this where you can just slide it under, jack it up quickly, easily, and then it's safe to climb under and work on. So it's very, very helpful in this kind of environment. We plan to bring this to other races and track events and everything. It looks and it feels right at home here. It seems to be what it was designed for. It fits underneath the race car. It lifts it up as high as we need for tire changes, or even a little bit higher if we're going to be working on suspension or changing oil or whatever. It's ideal for track use. It fits right in. We're super happy with Parsons Racing to have QuickJack backing us up and helping us out here, and just having the right tools to work on the car pit side or in the paddock. It's going to be very, very helpful, but it's a product and it's a company I've been keeping my eyes on for a long time, like I said, because I personally wanted one for home use, and then all of a sudden I have the car where one would just be necessary to use at the track. It's always nice when you get to work with the people that you've been following and supporting and telling people about, showing them, hey, check out this new product. It's for sale now, check it out at SEMA coming up and everything. And so now to finally be working with those people, with that staff personally, and to be using their products in our pits, it's great. So I'm really excited for this season.